On World News Tonight this Friday, the president's first White House news conference in nearly a year. Questions on China, Kosovo, and Mrs. Clinton. A grisly discovery in the search for 3 women who vanished from Yosemite. Bodies found in the trunk of their car. Soaring toward the record books. So many have tried, all have failed. Tonight, history in sight. And the crisis in Hollywood. From the 50s to this weekend. Naming names, destroying careers. The Century on Friday.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Charles Gibson.
Good evening. The last time President Clinton faced the press, as he did today, by himself in the White House, was 10.5 months ago, before he was impeached, before he was acquitted in the Senate. Quite a time for Mr. Clinton. In that time, so much has happened in the world, and there are so many questions for the country's chief executive, ranging from his relationship with his wife to the growing possibility of U.S. airstrikes in Europe. ABC's Sam Donaldson is at the White House.
Talk about pent-up demand. The questions range from the dead serious to the near frivolous. The lead was Kosovo. The president said NATO is preparing to take military action against the Serbs.
I do not believe that we ought to have thousands more people slaughtered and buried in open soccer fields before we do something.
Mr. Clinton said he doesn't want anyone else to die, and he wouldn't say what a deadline for action might be. But the Serbs should understand.
I think the threshold for their conduct has already been crossed.
Many questions dealt with personal matters. How are the Clintons doing in repairing their relationship?
I think we're working hard. We love each other very much, and we're working at it.
The president said he still doesn't know if his wife will run for the Senate from New York. However, he said she told him more than a year ago
that she thought we should move to New York when I left the White House.
Can you tell us what your relationship with Ms. Broderick was?
The president showed one flash of anger when asked to deny the rape charges leveled against him by Juanita Broderick, replying his lawyer had denied them in his name. But when asked about his legacy when it comes to telling the truth.
I also think that there will be a box score, and there will be that one negative, and then there will be the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times when the record will show that I did not abuse my authority as president.
The legendary Sarah McClendon asked why he thought people had been so mean to him. The president joked he felt like the guy who falls off the Grand Canyon, grabs hold of a twig, only to see it come loose.
And he looks up at the sky and he said, "Lord, why me? Why me?" And this thunderous voice says, "Son, there's just something about you I don't like."
Perhaps the president will now hold fairly regular news conferences now that the ice has been broken. But one gets the sense that even then, given the events of the past year, while business may resume, it can never again be business as usual. Charlie?
All right, thanks, Sam Donaldson at the White House. To return for a moment to the Kosovo story, any NATO airstrikes there may wait until late next week after the Russian Prime Minister ends a visit to the U.S. The Russians are longtime supporters of the Serbs. But when they come, if they come, NATO's American commander said the airstrikes would not be, in his words, just a 1 or 2 bomb affair. ABC's Jim Wooten tonight from Kosovo.
For different reasons, by different means, people are on the move today in Kosovo as the Serb army masses thousands of troops in and around the province. And so begins the waiting for NATO to strike or not to strike. The OSCE, the European Security Organization, isn't waiting. Its 1,400 monitors will leave at dawn tomorrow, a signal that perhaps this time NATO is serious. Already on the road today, humanitarian groups getting out while they can. In next-door Macedonia, 10,000 NATO troops poised to rescue foreigners if necessary, or come into Kosovo if Yugoslavia finally agrees to a deal. And also waiting 400 NATO aircraft, American and British, and dozens of cruise missiles with Serb military targets already in their computers.
Radio Televizije Srbije.
Tonight, every night on Belgrade's government channel, Serbs are being told they are the targets of Western aggression. Soldiers are asked to consider themselves martyrs.
It doesn't look good. NATO's credibility is on the line, of course, but its demand for foreign troops on Serb soil may be more than President Milosevic can deliver and survive politically. So once again, Kosovo is waiting. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Pristina.
In California today, a sad story is turning tragic. For a month, authorities have been searching for 3 women who disappeared during a trip to Yosemite National Park. Yesterday, they found the burnt remains of their car. Today, 2 bodies were found in the trunk. Here's ABC's Lisa Salters.
The car containing the 2 bodies was miles away from the original search area, and police still cannot say which of the missing women were found.
The car is very badly burned. Same is true for the victims that were recovered from the car.
For the victims' families, today's news confirmed their worst fears.
I think I told you a week ago or 2 weeks ago that I'd cry when the time came, and the time is now.
Our life is changed forever, and it'll never be the same.
The vehicle was found yesterday afternoon in a remote wooded area off the main highway. Authorities have now sealed off the road.
You're in a FBI crime scene.
Okay.
For the next couple miles, do not stop.
Okay.
If you do stop, you're going to be arrested.
43-year-old Carol Sund, her 15-year-old daughter Julie, and Argentinian exchange student Silvina Peloso disappeared 5 weeks ago. Their last confirmed sighting was at their lodge in El Portal. But it now appears the group drove 60 miles north. A gas station owner in Sierra Village says she may have seen the trio the next day, just 2 miles from where the car was found. Louise Guthmiller says they were alone and appeared happy when they stopped to fill up.
It seemed like the little girl just smiled, and I asked her, "Are you on your way home?" And she says, "I'm from Argentina."
Authorities are convinced whoever dumped the car knew exactly where to hide it so it wouldn't easily be found. The search for the 3rd victim continues without much hope of finding her alive. Lisa Salters, ABC News, Sierra Village, California.
In Illinois today, more tests with the truck involved in the deadly train crash, and investigators are trying to clear up confusion about a witness to the crash. Investigators say when the witness spoke to them in English, he appeared to confirm that the truck driver tried to beat the train. But a later interview in Spanish was inconsistent with his earlier account. We learned today that a jumbo jet flying 307 people from San Francisco to Australia last June came within 100 feet of smashing into a California mountain. The co-pilot was at the controls, and the incident has raised serious questions about pilot training. Our report tonight is from ABC's Barry Seraphin.
A United Airlines 747 jumbo jet like this one leaves San Francisco Airport bound for Sydney, Australia. As the big jet lifts off, an engine stalls and the plane begins to shake violently. The engine is shut down and the plane begins to drift. Instead of using the tail rudder to correct, the co-pilot extends panels on the wings, reducing the jet's ability to climb. The control stick begins to shake, signaling a stall. According to transcripts obtained by the Wall Street Journal, other crew members shout, "Push down," and the co-pilot brings the plane's nose down to gain speed. But the crew does not realize that they are now headed straight for San Bruno Mountain, shrouded in fog, until a cockpit alarm sounds a warning. Now the crew shouts, "Pull up, pull up." The co-pilot brings the plane's nose back up. The jet clears the mountain by only about 100 feet.
We heard the engine screaming, absolutely screaming.
Area residents remember being shaken by the plane's flight low overhead.
The windows are vibrating, and we jump out of bed. I jump out of bed, and I said, this is going to crash.
The incident prompted an urgent FAA reassessment of pilot proficiency. One problem, with large crews and limited flying time on long-haul flights, individual pilots have very little time at the controls.
Just an opportunity to land and take off may be months in coming. This is a very grave problem in today's aviation world.
United, like other airlines, makes extensive use of flight simulators for training. But now it will include more real-life takeoffs and landings. Barry Seraphin, ABC News, Washington.
And when we come back, counting the hours, why this balloon team may well make it, and teaching kids to deal with cops safely.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by the new Dodge.
The most innovative ride experience since Dodge Caravan opens soon. Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in Orlando, Florida. And the new Dodge. We're crazy about rides.
8 hours on my feet, they're tired and achy.
Relieve tired, sore, achy feet with Johnson's Foot Soap. This unique 3-ingredient soap gives warming triple-action relief that penetrates, soothes, relaxes.
Ah.
Soothing Johnson's Foot Soap.
We all have everyday needs. That's why One-A-Day has specialized blends of herbs, vitamins, and minerals for things like energy or less tension. Special formulas that are just what you need to feel your best.
There are those among us with very simple tastes. They only want the best. And for them, there's Fancy Feast gourmet cat food. Exceptionally moist and delicious. Fancy Feast. Good taste is easy to recognize.
That All Day's freshness takes me to a new perspective. On a different path. Through open doors.
Introducing something new. Individually wrapped All Day's panty liners. A unique core and fresh weave help absorb moisture and odor. And now they're wrapped for freshness anytime, anywhere.
For a joyride.
To important gatherings.
To another world.
New individually wrapped All Day's panty liners from Always. Feeling fresh is being free.
When I first started gardening, a dear old friend of mine said, listen, take this, it's magic. Feed him a little Miracle Grow and get good, long-lasting, colorful blooms. Strong roots. Miracle Grow will keep your flowers blooming all summer long. Miracle Grow. It's a little bit of magic.
Up in the sky tonight, the home stretch to history. 2 European balloonists are now only hours away from doing what no one else has ever done. Circle the world in a hot air balloon. They're now more than halfway over the Atlantic Ocean, heading toward the finish line in North Africa. Here's ABC's Bill Redeker.
Once again, the balloonists got lucky today. They caught a ride in an unpredictable jet stream that carried them full throttle across the Atlantic, up to 140 miles per hour.
We're a little bit ahead of schedule. They should cross the finishing line about noon GMT tomorrow.
The high wind speeds are allowing the team to save precious fuel, which means they may be able to make it as far as Egypt before they turn off the balloon's heaters and descend. Why are pilots Bertrand Piccard and Brian Jones succeeding when so many others have failed? Richard Branson, who has tried 4 times, that's his balloon in the Pacific Ocean last Christmas, says favorable weather is the main reason.
We just came up against a blanket of bad weather. You can't forecast the weather more than 4 days ahead. A voyage around the world takes up to 21 days.
Strategy has also been important. When the Breitling orbiter began its journey, the pilots immediately backtracked and headed south, not east, in order to pick up the jet stream over Africa. The team also got permission, others did not, to cross China, which saved time. And they steered themselves into the Pineapple Express, a jet stream that quickly carried them across the southern Pacific and over Mexico. Balloonist Steve Fawcett, who once crash-landed in India, said today the Breitling crew is using liquid propane fuel, which ignites more quickly than kerosene others have used.
This is a new idea, and it's actually very surprising to see that this worked so well.
Both Fawcett and Branson are giving up competitive ballooning, now that the glory of the chase appears to be over. Bill Redeker, ABC News, New York.
It was a terrifying scene in southern Russia today in the city of Vladikavkaz, a crowded marketplace blown to bits by a bomb. More than 60 people were killed. No one has claimed responsibility, but suspicion has fallen on nearby Chechnya, where well-armed rebels still want independence. In Libya today, South African President Nelson Mandela said Muammar Gaddafi has promised to hand over the suspects in the 1988 Lockerbie bombing in 2 weeks. The suspects would be taken to the Netherlands to stand trial. When we come back, the other side of dangerous encounters, lessons for kids in how to handle the police.
Kim,
Everyone's talking about my chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my goodness, these are amazing. These cookies rock.
Pillsbury cookies, hot and fresh in 15 minutes.
Would you like one?
Put on your best suit. You are cordially invited to Lobster Fest at Red Lobster. Indulge in all of your lobster favorites at the most casual prices of the year. Escape to Red Lobster for Lobster Fest today.
Today, while Amanda Scott was with her students, someone else was negotiating with lenders about her mortgage. At noon, she was keeping order on the playground instead of meeting with a home inspector. At 3, she met with Annie Chung's parents instead of reviewing closing costs with her attorney. And while Amanda was planning tomorrow's lesson, someone else was tying up loose ends at her new home. You've got a life. We let you live it. We're realtors. Real estate is our life.
We have new facts about a nationwide conspiracy. Its members of her family happy. They're not forced to stay, but once they join, they never want to leave. Here's their latest recruitment effort.
Now buy a DirecTV system and get free installation, plus 3 free months of programming, with no long-term commitments. So hurry and sign up today.
Someday we will all be one of them. Who are these people?
DirecTV. What are you looking at?
Okay, item 7. Who requested separating seats?
We did. It falls under the personal space clause.
I have no problem with that.
Me neither.
Good.
Well, other than tray table custody, I think we may have ourselves a minivan.
Not so fast, folks. I believe you know my client.
Timmy?
The all-new 7-passenger, something for everyone Honda Odyssey. It's one big happy minivan.
In New York, federal officials are expanding an investigation into the city's police force. This in the wake of the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man by the police. At issue are police tactics and attitudes in handling encounters with minorities. ABC's John Miller reports many people in the minority community are teaching their kids how to handle the police.
Reverend Gregory Jackson already gave his son lessons on how to drive. Now he is giving him lessons on how to stop for the police.
If you stop, stay in the car. Don't get out of the car. Don't reach for the glove compartment. Just stay there and wait till the officer tells you what to do.
Polls show a majority of blacks feel police treat them with more suspicion and less respect than whites.
When a young black man is driving a car, such as an Acura, something like that, people might think, well, is that his? You know, who did he steal that from?
Cops stop you just because you're black. Cops stop you just because you have a nice car. Cops stop you just because you're young.
Eric Adams says he knows about police attitudes because he is a cop, the leader of a black police officers organization that is running workshops for minority families on interactions with police.
They don't know who is in that car. They don't know if you're an angel, a nun, or you just did 10 robberies, 10 murders.
Much of what the students learn is designed to put an edgy police officer at ease.
Stop the car, cut the car off, hit your roof light, extend your hands in front of you.
This has become part of a national effort. The NAACP and Allstate Insurance have produced a brochure for teenagers on how to handle encounters with the police. Even police chiefs who support the training workshops are concerned about what it all means.
The whole idea of what it says about police, community relations, police, race relations, is pretty troubling. And it's kind of a shame that we've gotten this far or gone this far down the road.
Police officials say officers receive extensive training on how to conduct car stops because it's such a potentially dangerous encounter. But now a growing number of citizens seem to feel that that encounter has become just as dangerous for them. John Miller, ABC News, New York.
On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, again, failed to close above the 10,000 milestone. The Dow actually dropped 94 points, ending the day at 99.03. And on the NASDAQ, stocks were down 41 points. In a moment, the century on Friday.
The people who name names to this day are remembered for that.
Are you a member of the Communist Party, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
A shadow from the past hanging over this year's Academy Awards.
Welcome to My Mailboxes, etc. This is a full-service copy center. Need thousands of copies? No problem. We do it all, from start to finish. All you have to do is drop it off here. We'll take care of the rest. Say you have a big proposal. We'll color copy it, bind it, and you're on your way. Presentations, calendars, brochures, menus, we'll even laminate, all with a personal touch. Can your copy store do that? Mailboxes, etc. We're making business easier. We're making life easier.
With all we have to do today, does it make sense to keep color on your hair for 30 minutes when you can get rid of the gray in 5? Just 5. Great color, body, and shine in 5 gentle minutes. Just 5. Smart hair color. Works for me.
You didn't save me any?
It wasn't enough.
Quaker Toasted Oatmeal Squares. You haven't wanted a cereal this badly since you were a kid.
Just a thought, that's what Einstein said. Just a view of the future 2 paces ahead. Think about me, think about you, all the good things a little good thinking can do. Just a world, rolling through space, down gravity's highway into your embrace. And I'm thinking about me, thinking about you, all the good things a little good thinking can do.
Joseph.
Yes, Papa.
Call on the thistles, the dandelions, and the other weed families. It's time we made peace.
Peace? With the thistles? Papa!
There is an enemy that threatens all weeds. It is the spray, and it is unlike any other.
Well, bribe it then.
The spray does not respond to bribes.
No bribes? What's the world coming to?
Roundup kills weeds others can't. Roundup, no root, no weed, no problem.
Please be sure your seatbelt is fastened and your seat is in the upright position.
He talked me into 1 mutual fund I liked and 2 I've never heard of. 1 of which invests in Asian debt.
Captain.
14, you're clear for takeoff.
Don't you wish everybody used Charles Schwab? With access to top-performing no-load funds from leading fund families, all in one place. No commissions, no pushy brokers. Schwab, ready to move up?
We never thought we'd use OnStar for snakes.
I just hate snakes.
Yeah, traveling through Arizona, we blew a front tire. It shot off the road, and I looked down at the ground. It is crawling with rattlesnakes.
It was unbelievable.
I pushed the OnStar button. Within seconds, the OnStar advisor pinpointed our location and sent a tow truck.
Call the paramedics.
Yeah, and kept talking, because we
hate snakes.
Yeah.
The one-touch connection to people who can help.
OnStar.
Call 1-800-OnStar-7.
Tonight, he raped a child again while working for the government.
We knew him as the most dangerous pedophile we had ever seen.
Should violent criminals be allowed to work undercover? Hugh Downs, Barbara Walters, 2020 tonight.
And now the century on Friday. A look at the communist scare that swept America in the 1950s. The fears of the time and the bitterness that resulted will be evident at the Oscar ceremonies Sunday night. The great director, Elia Kazan, who directed On the Waterfront and Streetcar Named Desire, among others, will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. In the 1950s, Kazan testified before Congress and named names of colleagues he said attended communist meetings. Many in Hollywood will never forgive him and will protest this honor Sunday night. As Peter Jennings reports, it was a time long ago, but memories are very fresh.
Tonight, Hollywood versus Hollywood.
Are you a member of the Communist Party?
It was very scary then.
Or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
The people who named names, to this day, are remembered for that.
Whether or not they're communists, I don't know.
Would you name those for the committee, please?
Well, the one chap I'm thinking of currently is Mr. Howard De Silva.
Friend turning against friend. Grotesquely awful period. Ugly period.
In the tension of the years after World War II, when Winston Churchill warned of an iron curtain descending across Europe, fear of the Soviets energized a mood of suspicion in America
Everyone was a communist. They were seeing them under the beds, in the closets, you know, under lampshades.
I'm a witch hunter if the witch is a communist.
Suddenly, Americans who had flirted with the idea of communism in the 1930s, particularly those who would join the Communist Party, were thought of as the enemy.
Many people joined the party out of idealism. It did seem at the time with the Depression that capitalism was on its last legs. The trouble came when it became evident what the Soviet regime really was. As Arthur Koestler put it, at some point you hear the screams.
Hooray for Hollywood!
Hollywood became a prime Cold War battleground. What would happen, many now asked, if Soviet propagandists got hold of the nation's dream factories? Members of the House Un-American Activities Committee listened to a stream of celebrities tell tales about communism in the movie industry.
What I've heard, I don't like it. We have done a pretty good job in our business of keeping those people's activities curtailed. After all, we must legally recognize them at the present as a political party.
Director Edward Dmytryk was one of 10 witnesses who, when called before the committee, refused to answer questions about activities they believed were protected by the First Amendment.
I do not think you...
Whether or not you member the Communist Party, or whether you
I
have
am
a
aware
word
of saying I do not think you have the right under the Constitution to ask me such a question.
Mr. Chairman, are you a member of the Communist Party, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? Are you a member of the Communist Party? Are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
And we all agreed it was a nice idea. Sure, we'll all stick together. And that got us into a lot of trouble.
Lauren Bacall, Humphrey Bogart, and others came to the hearings to show their support for the Hollywood 10. Bogart was so incensed, he went on the radio to denounce the committee.
We saw the gavel of a committee chairman cutting off the words of free Americans.
The 10 were cited for contempt of Congress and sent to prison. Later, Dmytryk, who had long ago renounced communism, agreed to cooperate and was allowed to keep working. The careers of the others were ruined forever. In a new wave of investigations that began in 1951, the director Elia Kazan agreed to name names who, along with him, had once belonged to the Communist Party. Elia Kazan later said that he regretted informing on his old friends. In 1954, he made On the Waterfront, considered his greatest film. It is about the moral dilemma faced by an informer. Many have said it is Kazan's defense for his own actions. The HUAC campaign was, most historians now agree, out of proportion to the actual threat. Communist influence, while present, had little impact on Hollywood. The Red Scare left deep scars throughout Hollywood and a bitterness that would last out the century.
You can find out much more about all this on our website, thecentury.com. That's our report on World News Tonight, 2020 later, and on Nightline, more on Elia Kazan. I'm Charles Gibson. For all of us at ABC News, have a good weekend and good night.
Sunday on This Week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts. Possible airstrikes in Yugoslavia, plus Republican presidential politics with Pat Buchanan. Sunday.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCNews.com, now a part of the Go Network.
Oscar winner Susan Sarandon and Elizabeth Taylor. Grammy winner Celine Dion.
I mean, it shocks me. Doesn't shock you?
An all-new Barbara Walters special. Then celebrate Hollywood's main event. Oscar winner Gina Davis hosts the pre-show, and Oscar winner Whoopi Goldberg hosts the Academy Awards. ABC Sunday at the Oscars live starting at 7.
Now, News 2 at 6. First, fast, accurate.
But I hope they get a, impartial jury. That's tough to find nowadays.
An out-of-town jury process begins in the first trial of Paul Dennis Reed. He is accused of killing 7 fast food workers in Middle Tennessee.
Tonight, News 2